Hey crafty cuties, welcome back to Paper Terrace. If you're new, I'm Jessica. Today we are going to take the July Patreon pack and create a little mini journal. You have basically everything you need to at least make the base of a journal in this pack, along with a free printable that I included in Patreon. I have already cut these out, so basically these will be the pages of our journal. And I printed them double side. So on the back is another printable. This was a wallpaper. And I left this one uncut just to show you that it's not a full page. And I did print on the back. So I'm going to go ahead just to get this out of the way. This is a scan of a very old French newspaper, which I thought would go along perfectly with this theme, which the whole theme is basically French document themed journals. I have been in love with this theme and could not pass up making that the entire idea for the month. Okay, so now that I have these, I'll just give you a peek at what was included in this pack. Although I did a full video showing all of the tiers and what I included, but here you go. So you received this mini wallpaper journal cover. Of course, you could use this however you want, but that's how I intended it to be, was a journal cover. You will get this journal topper that has embossing and lace and lots of layering sewn. Some type of a French themed postcard, or it might have been like a journal card. They all varied. An embossed handmade paper bookmark, a welcome letter, some hand-dyed sari ribbon, and then a 10-piece little journal kit. And in here are just various things that you can use in your journals, like labels, stickers, policy envelopes, manila tags, kind of the basics. But we're going to use all of these things, including this little bag, in our journal. So this is going to come together really quick. So we have our journal cover here. We have our pages. So I'm going to go ahead and put these all together and just fold them in half. Now, you might have to trim these down a little bit because the journal cover sizes vary. So I just made these big enough to work with the biggest journal cover, if that makes sense. So you might need to trim yours down just depending on what size yours was. I think, yeah, like these ones are a little big. So I'm actually just going to fold them, put them inside, and then I'll just use this as a guide. Quickest way. Just needed to trim a little bit off there. So the other thing I'm thinking of doing is using this little bag. I love having bags in my journal, so we can just fold that in half. And I'm going to trim off the top of this side so that we can have like a top loading pocket in our journal. And I think I'll just keep this on the front here, and we might decorate this. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with that. But there's lots of things we can do now. So we can make pockets on the inside. And I'm actually just looking at this. I didn't get this idea until now. But this handmade paper bookmark would actually work really well as inside pockets. I could do on one side or two. I think I'll just have pockets on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of mark where I need to trim this, because now we can use the other side of this bookmark maybe for a tag or something like that. Okay, I am going to grab some ink. Just some regular brown ink, because I kind of want to showcase that embossing a little bit. So I'm just going around the edges. And then I'll kind of just go lightly over the top. That always brings out the embossing a little bit more. Okay, then I'll just take my glue. However, sewing would work beautifully. But I'm going to go ahead and just add glue right where I need that to be glued down. Mix that in a little bit, not mix it in, I'll spread it over a little bit so that it's not too messy. And then I'll just go ahead and line that up with the center here. There, so now we have a little pocket on the inside. And since there are a ton of little bits and pieces in our little journal kit, I could, just for now, maybe put a little tag in there. Okay. Although it might be fun to, I mean, there's really so much that I could do. Here, we'll just use, there's a clear sticker, just so that we're not spending too much time on this part. I'm just going to simply add a clear sticker, just like that. There, that looks cute. Okay, for the cover, I mean, the wallpaper is cute on its own, but my idea was using these as journal toppers. And so I do think I'm going to just go ahead and place this down. Now I'm wondering if I want to leave this as a side pocket. If you will notice, this is a side pocket right here. So I think I might leave the top open. So I'm going to add glue. Again, you could sew this on and it would look really pretty, but I just want to kind of show you how quick you can have a journal come together with this little kit. So I'm just adding glue around the 3 edges. Of course, you could just glue it all the way down. And I know we're covering up that wallpaper, but I like how it looks layered. And this journal topper is just like, it completes the look, I think, because we have that embossing, the layering, the sewing detail. Okay, that's going to take a second to glue down onto that wallpaper, but that's okay. We'll come back to that. We can also use some of these things for like the little pockets if we wanted. Might look cute. Okay, I love how I say we'll come back to that and then I keep pressing it down. Okay, so we also have the Sari ribbon that's dyed, and I wanted to keep it a simple color that would kind of work because obviously there's lots of different wallpapers that I use, so you know everyone's getting something a little bit different, but I just feel like this lavender color is classic and it kind of goes with everything. So I'll probably use this just to tie around the entire journal. So we'll save that to the side, but you could also cut it in half and glue it to the insides to have 2 little ties where you could tie it together, if that makes sense. And I might do that in another video. Okay, I think we're okay there. All right, so there's all kinds of fun things that we can play with to decorate. We have, this is the postcard that was in this one. I might go ahead and just start by sewing these in, the pages that is. And then we could decorate. Let's at least decorate the first little piece here. And I'm kind of thinking, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to cut, this is a collage paper. All of the 10-piece packs, you know, come with various things. So you might not have this exact thing, but there's lots of things to play with. And I'm just going to kind of put that down like that. I love using labels, so I could put that there. I could also put the label over here. Hard decision. Well, ooh, I like that. I'm gonna ink up the edges just a little bit. I'm gonna glue that layered on that. That would be cute because now you have a little spot for some journaling or putting a date or something like that. We have papers and whatnot, so I could fold this in half and put that in there just for another little journaling spot. I was so worried that we were not filming, but we are. This is another thing I included were these little flowers, and you can layer them up and put a little brad if you wanted. I don't know, I might play around with this. I'm gonna, of course, ink up the edges here. Some packs might have just got one of these flowers, some might have got two, because again, it's all just kind of various. We'll save that. I'm kind of wanting to do something with this postcard, and I'm sort of thinking of cutting it in half, and I'm just going to go for it. Yep, because it will fit better in this journal anyways. But I think like right here, I'm going to create a little tuck spot, so I'll just glue in an L shape, like that. And that goes really pretty with this wallpaper scan page here. Okay. For now, I'm just going to add this other half of that bookmark because that would be pretty to use. We have our policy envelope. Ooh, maybe what I'll do is to decorate this little policy envelope, I'll go like that. You can texturize these flowers and do all kinds of fun things too. I guess I might see if I have a little brad real quick. We'll just grab one. I'm sure that I do in my little box of treasures here. There we go, I found one. Don't have to use a brad, whoops, but I think that will look pretty cute in the center there. Actually, now that I'm putting this brad on, it might be fun to not put it on the policy envelope and to put it on a page where we can actually clip it on, and then it will also kind of move. Should we do it on this one? Yeah, I feel like we should because that'll peek out. Okay, so let's see here. Ooh, and this gave me an idea for different things we can make tabs with, but that's cute. I maybe should have put it down a little further, but that's okay. Yeah, I feel like I gotta fix that. And I'm not too worried about this hole here. We can cover that up with something. Okay, let's do this a little bit better. I just barely wanted it peeking out this side. I have these new nails on, which by the way, I'll link them below because they are from Amazon and I am obsessed. They're press-on nails, so okay, I think that's gonna be a little bit better because I just wanted it to be peeking out like a little tab. So speaking of tabs, I'm thinking I want to use something in here for a tab, and this label might be perfect. Of course, I'll ink it up. Add some glue. So this whole idea of having a whole journal kit in the Patreon mail got me very excited, and I think I'm going to at least strive to do this once every 2 to 3 months. So it's always an option as a Patreon member to go up a tier. So if you're like a Rose member, Dandelion, and if you wanted to get in on the journal kit, you know, I'll announce when that's going to be, and you can always upgrade your spot. Okay, so now we have a little tab. Now that I'm looking at that, is that out too far? Oh boy, today is the day of me questioning everything I do. That's okay. Okay, there, better. Just a little bit. So what else? We have policy envelope that I was thinking we could use. I think for the policy envelope, I'm just going to cut off the top actually, just so we have like a little pocket. And then we'll glue it on straight down to the page. Just gonna put my little welcome note in there. That's just for me to like kind of remember. We could decorate this too, but you kind of get the point now. For my center, we're not even to the center yet. Let's go to the center. For the center, I usually like having a full pocket, and so I'm actually just going to use, we already have this floral middle, but I have leftover paper here. And I'm sort of thinking that why not use that? I'll have to, maybe it will look more like a kind of a hidden pocket. I'm just trimming this real quick because it's going to be the same print. So it'll kind of blend in. It won't look like a pocket at first. You get what I'm saying? Is that about the right size? Good enough. But I am going to actually ink up the edges here. And again, this would be such a fun little journal to actually sew and take your time with decorating, but at the same time, sometimes it's just nice to do a quick project. And I know that you guys know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just need that quick project. There we go. So now we have our little pockets. We can just put that in there for now, although I'll probably want to use that on a different page. Okay. Trying to think. I'm going to cut this in half actually and make a little belly band just for something different because we already did a little side tuck. Okay, so first of all, right about there. Is my staple working? No, it's not. So we're going to glue this together basically to make a little strip. It's okay that that doesn't match up perfectly. We'll disguise that somehow. And then just a little glue on the top and the bottom like that. And I really should have added a little bit of ink. Just like that. Go. And then you could like decorate that too. I'm trying to think. I can't believe that I've actually almost used up everything that has come in this kit. I don't usually do that. Okay. We're going to skip a couple pages, and then for here, I'm just going to take this collage paper and could just make a little like cluster kind of thing. Yeah, we'll just make this into a little tab on this side. There. And then over here we have our little pocket, and I've basically used everything up. I still have some paper left over from the scraps, so I'm going to, this is from the printable, by the way. I'm just going to go ahead and cut a piece off just to make a super quick little, like, we'll call it a journal card. I'm not even measuring to make sure that that's a perfect size or anything like that. And we'll just finish it off with a little bit of ink as always. So there's lots of this same floral design in here, but I don't know, I think it kind of works. And then since this was a top loading pocket, here comes my daughter. Like that. And then we'll have to sew the pages in. I'm just finishing filming, sweetie. Okay. Yeah, in just a sec. So the last thing that we have to do is basically sew these in. I'm gonna skip that part because I think most of you know by now how to do like a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. You could also go to the middle of your signature like that. And if you have some twine, or this might even be enough, like this, yep, it would be. You could tie this. In fact, you know what, for now I think I'm just gonna do that. Or you could use this as a closure, but ooh, that's kind of cute because now it's like a whole no-sew journal. So let me do that, and then I can be all finished. And little Arlo needs me here. Oh, and now the kitty's in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's just a card.
That looks really cute. And then all of the pages are in here, and I hope that you guys liked this little tutorial. This was super fun, and I can't wait to see what you guys do. In fact, I might even move this embossed paper, by the way, to decorate one of the pages in the back. But you get the point. Can't wait to see what you guys do with this kit. And again, if you're one of my Patreon members and you're not a Orchid member, I will have a future video coming out really soon where we will make our own little mini journal just using all of the printables, and we will use this wallpaper journal as our cover.
Yep.
And yeah, that's about it. So I hope you guys have a lovely day. Arlo, do you want to say bye?
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye, guys.